Good to see you all. And I'm letting everyone know this is a special Sunday night rant. The Sunday night rant tonight is dedicated to the great man who has just passed away, Doug Malouf. That's right. Most of you that are going to be watching this would not be aware who Doug Malouf is, but Doug Malouf, my friends, is the architect of real estate training and development in Australia. Hello, and Mitt, Renee, Kevin, Ben, Jennifer, hi to everyone. I'm not going to say hi to everyone else now so I can get on with the show. I'm letting you know that Doug Malouf has just passed away. He didn't die young. He had Parkinson's, I think, for a very, very long time. And the word came to me today. Damien Smith, I owe you a phone call. Big Damien Smith from Ray White, Byron Bay. Good to see you there. Lisa Novak, good to see you. But guys and girls, Kurt, good to see you from Bundaberg. Doug Malouf has passed away. Doug Malouf has a very special spot in my heart. Doug Malouf believed in me before I believed in myself in real estate training. And everyone needs to have someone that looks them in the eye and says, you're going to be special. Especially if they're at a spot where you want to head towards, where you want to drift towards. And I'm letting you know, my friends, that Doug Malouf, when I was in real estate and I'd started doing some training and speaking, he called me in to his office in Flinders Street in Darlinghurst, and he gave me free training over a period of months where he helped my presentation skills, but more importantly, he taught me everything that he'd learned in the world of training. I was able to time travel and learn all of his hacks. Simple stuff like how to actually get people to learn properly. But the one thing that Doug Malouf had said to me that gave me a lot of hope is he says, listen, you've got the ability to become the best of the best in the world in training. He goes, I can see it. And I said, but why do you say that? And he said, because most trainers are not successful real estate people. But you've got this combination of two. But that's not the real reason. The real reason is if you ask any expert agent to actually speak about a topic, they're so good at the topic, they're unconscious competent. They know their topic so well that they don't think about it. And because they don't think about it, they can never really explain it and teach others. They're just unconscious competent. He goes, you've got the ability to break the subject up and make it real and easy to understand in a way that even a 6-year-old kid can understand it. So he goes, all you've got to do is build your brand because people are going to listen to you. And you know what? Listen, I might not be the world's best, but I've got to tell you, I am the most sought out trainer in Australia. And that is based on speaking gigs. And that is based on social media. Go to Facebook and put in real estate trainers. You can add every trainer in there. And if you add all their scores together, I have 5 times their collective engagement. So I know that people want to consume the content. And he taught me that just being an expert at a subject is not good enough. It's being able to break it up and analyze it and then explain it in a way that even a kid can get it. But anyway, I've got to tell you, Doug Malouf, you have crossed, you have gone to heaven because I believe, you know the other thing that this guy did? The other thing, and by the way, I'm so devastated because for the last month or so, his name would come to my mind. And I kept thinking, what would he be up to? And I didn't make the call. And he's now passed. So there's another learning. But I've got to say to you, what I'm going to really remember Doug Malouf by is when I got diagnosed in March 2006 with cancer, Doug Malouf started getting meditation organized for me, got me a meditation teacher. Doug Malouf sent a yoga person to my house that was coming to my house to help me cope with the chemotherapy and just sort of have relax. I've got to tell you, it's insomnia. When you're diagnosed as a stage 4 in your mid-30s, it doesn't have to be a stage 4. When you're diagnosed with any major illness as a young person or any age, it is very traumatic. Doug Malouf, we salute you. I thank you. I hope that you're watching from afar. I apologize. I should have been in touch earlier. Anyway, guys and girls, I'm letting you know we are now, thank you for all your comments there. Panayotis, Billy Demu, there's 2 Greeks in a row. Olga, 3 Greeks in a row. Lisa Robin Smith, not a Greek in a row. Johnny Lowman, Peter Toff, good to see you. Guys and girls, let's get the show on the road. What the F moments in real estate. And I'm going to be going through today maybe 8 or 9 of moments that are going to let your eyes sort of just pop out of your head. And I'm going to let you know these are what the F moments that have happened in the last 25 years, actually more like 30 years of my life. So guys and girls, let's get the show on the road. The first what the F moment was working at Chambers, Fleming, Padstow, and yes, I think there are people from that office watching this right now. His sons and his daughter own the office, the Owlsnets. So, I'm 20 years of age or 21. I'm working in the office. Hey, Taney. Hey, Manos. Hi to everyone. Hey, Joseph. Anyway, I'm working in the office and I'm sitting behind the reception desk. So my desk is one desk behind the reception desk. And a guy walks in, an armed robber with a gun, and points the gun at the receptionist and says, "Give me the money you've got here." Now, back then, in the late 80s, there were money being held in offices, like some offices have got money now as well, but there were money, people coming in, paying rent, there was petty cash, what have you. So there's a gun being pointed, bang, like that. And what do? I duck, right? And I can hear him, right? I can hear him. So I duck like that, and I can hear him, and he's pointing the gun to Joy Owlsnet. So that's John Owlsnet's wife. He's pointing the gun right there. And then John Owlsnet, who owns the office, who's got to be one of the best real estate agents in the last 50 years I've met, one of the most successful. Hope you're well, John. Todd, Dean, Belinda, pass my hellos because I know you guys watch this. Anyway, cut a long story short, John Owlsnet is on the phone. Someone has called to get an appraisal, and I'm sitting there. This is no word of a lie. John Owlsnet on the phone says, "Sir, excuse me, give me your address and your number. I'm going to have to give you a ring back to organise a time. We're just being held up at the moment, so I can't talk." Takes the phone number and the address, doesn't miss out on the lead. Do you understand what the guy did? Anyway, cut a long story short, no one got killed, and he ends up taking all this money, and it goes to court. I had to go to court, so did John, to identify him, and in the end, he got charged, went to jail. But guys and girls, are you taking phone numbers down? He did. He had a gun pointing at his wife's head, and he still took the number down. Take the damn number down. Take the damn number down. Anyway, that is the first what the F moment. Let me move on to my second one. My second what the F. Did he get the listing, Paul Biller? I don't know. But I can tell you, ring up Chambers, Fleming, the professionals, Padstow, and ask them whether that story is word for word spot on. He did not hang up. He took the address and the phone. Let's move on to the second what the F moments. My first auction as an agent in Bankstown. Someone buys the property, hasn't got a 10% deposit, says he's going to come back. The person who was the licensee of the office, Peter J. Hall, says, Tom, I don't trust this guy. Follow him. Get in your car and follow him. We need him to give us the deposit today. I think he's doing a runner. So what do? Think about it. It's my first auction. I'm driving up Stacey Street, Bankstown, following another car. Eventually I get to a house in Yagoona. And then I go in and he's in there. And I said, hey, I've come to get the deposit. And he said to me, oh, you don't trust me, blah, blah, blah. But guess what? He was trying to wiggle out of it. He didn't want to buy it. He'd regretted it. And what happened is he didn't realize the laws of auctions were it was unconditional. And I was there to make sure that we were going to follow through. But he wouldn't give me a check. But guess what? The story gets weirder. He's of Greek origin. And what he does is he brings out his daughter, who's like young, my sort of, 20, 21, and introduces me. And he actually says, you should go out to the movies together. He was trying to so not only is he avoiding trying to get a contract signed, giving me a 10% deposit, I've been sent on an errand by Peter Hall. Check this story out with Peter Hall. He's going to remember this. Because when I come back, he said, where's the deposit? Where's the contract? Have you got anything here? I said, nah. And I explained the story, and he said, what? He wants you to go out to the movies with his daughter. He thinks that you'd be a good couple. Guys and girls, that was my next what the F moment. I never did another auction in real estate for years after that. It just was too traumatic, right? Too traumatic. And I can't remember exactly what happened. He never signed the contract that day. What happened is the lawyers informed him on Monday, you've got to buy it. And then he went on and signed the contract on Monday. Yes, the daughter was a deposit, Lisa Novak says. I think the daughter was a diversion. Let's move on to the next one. The next what the F moment. Get ready for this one. One of my first speaking gigs ever in real estate. There's a company called Homehound, which then became Property Page, which then became Squiz, right? So it's the industry website. But Michael Hannon, who used to be part of the Wentworth Courier, right? He owned the Wentworth Courier. And I ran the Wentworth Courier and all the local papers before News Corp bought him. That's how I got involved with News Corp. They bought Hannon Print that I worked there, and I moved over as part of the deal. Anyway, cut a long story short, so there was this website called Homehound, which was something trying to take up against realestate.com, right? The normal story. Let's build an industry website, which never really took off the ground. But I got a speaking gig to go to Perth. And what it was there was all these, I think it was Rewa. It was Rewa that was holding, and Homehound had sponsored the Rewa event. And what they did is they had all these breakout sessions in this conference. So you could go to this session at 1 o'clock, or you could go to that session at 1 o'clock. There was 4 sessions on at the one time. Anyway, so I've got a breakout session, and I've flown to Perth, right? This is a 4-5 hour flight to Perth. Excited, interstate. I'm a speaker at a conference. Wowee, I've flown there, got a nice suit on, I'm presenting, and what happens is I find the room, and then it says Tom Panos, and this is the room that I was presenting, and my subject was real estate marketing. And guess what happened, guys and girls? Guess what happened? In my breakout session, one person came to it. One person. I flew all the way to Perth, slept the night before in Perth, Woke up the next day, and one person is in my breakout session. Gets worse. During the breakout session, well, what do? One person's there, so you actually do a presentation to the one person. And I'm embarrassed because everyone else has gone to see the other speakers, right? Except for this one person. And this person knew my story, that I'd flown over from Sydney, and he also felt a little bit weird. And halfway through the talk, he said, if you'd like, I can drop you back at the airport myself and you can finish the rest of your talk in the car with me. That's right. That's how my talk went. The only attendee took me back to the airport halfway through the talk and listened to the talk in the car. Long way to go. Let me move on to my next what the F moment in real estate. Correct, Mark, correct. The next one, my friends, was this. The listing presentation where I was holding the sofa together. Listen to this. I've gone to a listing presentation with my business partner at a property in Marrickville. And as I'm sitting there on the sofa having a conversation, I notice that the sofa end, the leg or the end of the sofa has come loose to the sofa and it's about to fall. So I'm embarrassed. So I actually am holding it together with my hand, but not making it obvious, because what the problem is I'm embarrassed that I've broken the sofa, but I think it was already broken and I just moved it. So my business partner's doing all the talking. He's doing all the talking. And I'm just sitting there with my arm here holding the end, right? And I'm just thinking, what's going to happen when I've got to get up? This sofa's going to fall down. So I'm just thinking, just hold it there. Maybe he's going to say something. But the vendor hasn't said a single thing the whole time. So what am I going to do? Just let go and let the thing fall apart? Anyway, I'm just sitting there holding it for close to 1 hour while my business partner is actually talking to the vendors. Eventually, when it gets time to leave, I sort of get up and I let it go. And the guy said to me, oh, yeah, look, yeah, the sofa's broken, it breaks. My friends, that was the next one. Okay, let's move on. Let's move on to the next one. And this one is in more recent years. I'm doing an auction and I get to the property. And when I get to the property, the agent says to me, I don't think we're going to have a good auction. I said, why? He goes, I've got no one registered. So what happens is we call the vendors over and I say, hi, I'm Tom, I'm the auctioneer. I'm letting you know that as of right now, we have no one actually registered. So it's not looking like it's going to happen today, if you know what I mean. I said, think about it, like no registrations, no one's going to be bidding. So it's a husband and wife, and the husband says, okay, I understand what you're saying. And he turns around to the wife and he says, sweetie, basically the property won't be sold today because as no one's registered, no one can actually bid. With no one bidding, there won't be an auction as such. She turns around and says, I'm not stupid. And if it wasn't for you deciding you want to sleep with men, we wouldn't be in this situation. In front of me and in front of the agent. Awkward silence, angry. Gets worse. The other agent says, she storms off. The agent says, get ready for this. Listen, I'm totally cool with what you've said. It's all good. Why would you say that right then? Why then? Yes, love is love. Anyone that knows me, I am the most gay-friendly person you'll meet. But now's not the time to actually say that, my friends. Now is not the time. Why say that then? Not necessary. This is the last time that you should be actually saying, hey, here's what I feel about same-sex relationships. Not right then. It was pretty intense. I said to him afterwards, why would you actually say that? And he said, I just wanted to let him know that, I'm sort of, very open-minded towards this stuff and that I wasn't going to be judging. Okay, let's move on. Let's move on to the next what the F moment. Next one. I'm working in franchising, looking after a big real estate chain in Australia. Many of you know Rain and Horn. Breathe, Tom. Breathe. By the way, guys and girls, Susan's given me a couple of announcements I need to make. Before I forget, let me make those right now. The first one is, please remember the mentoring program that John McGrath and I, which was very quietly launched. There was no marketing done towards this, but as expected, it booked out immediately. It is finished. The next one we're going to have is in 22, probably June next year. That is being booked out. The venue will be announced very soon. The first days are in July 21st, 22nd, and it most likely will be at the Deck House at Woolwich. I want to let you know that we have a webinar with Secure Exchange and Agent Box, two of the companies that I love and represent. And I've got to say to you, my friends, I just want to let you know the companies that I associate myself, Agent Box, Real Hub, Secure Exchange, VPA Campaign Agent. Trust me, there's a business. If you haven't actually used their product yet, trust me, use it. Use it. It works. It's very, very good. Helps you get VPA without actually having to take money off owners. And it's just really easy, like Spotify, very easy to use. Look, so we've got those events. I'm letting you know, in addition to that, for the first time ever, agents can get the free 43 scripts and dialogue and winning words. Susan, you're going to put the link in there. So 43 scripts and dialogue for our non-gym members. We're going to make it available, please. Susan's going to actually put the URL in the comments for you to get those. And I'm also letting you know the real estate gym doors are open right now. And that means if you join, you get a tax deduction, which means you'll pay less tax if you do it before June 30, realestategym.com.au. So guys and girls, is there any other announcements I've got to make? Oh yes, and all the ARIC PowerPoint presentations are on the Tom Panos website. Correct? Go to Tom Panos website and you can get the ARIC presentations. Anyway, guys and girls, let me keep moving into these what the F moments, my friends, what the F moments. And the next one was when I was working at Rain and Horn, and I was a franchise manager and training manager, an auctioneer, all the sort of stuff that people that do at head offices. And I get an inquiry from someone who wants to open up a franchise. And they said that they were very keen to build a big real estate company. And of course, that's what you want to do when you're a franchise manager, get franchises. So I take a drive out to Bronte and I get there and it ends up becoming a psychiatric hospital. And I go in and I am doing a presentation to a patient that is mentally unwell, in fact, delusional. And I realized during my time there that something wasn't quite right, and I had one of the psychiatric nurses told me that I shouldn't be there, and that this person often would come up with far-fetched ideas. And good luck to him. Good luck to him. You know, this guy, I remember he was probably about 40 years of age. He was, so the bottom line is a bit young and naive to realize once I walked through the psychiatric ward and that it was very clear that people in there were a little bit delusional, that it was probably not a normal franchise appointment. So I do remember that. And then I want to finish off with my last two what the F moments. If you've enjoyed this rant, by the way, the biggest compliment you can give me is, of course, to share the rant. I'd like you to do that. Share, like, comments is the currency in social media that matters to me. So if you can, I'd really like you to do that. Peter Toth, you started working at Rain and Horn, Liverpool in 1998 to 2005 and lived in the street behind me. And we went to the same primary school. Hey, Shane Beaumont, one of the best real estate agents in WA. Good to see you. Guys and girls, let me keep moving. The next, what the F moment. There used to be things called caravans in the late 80s, early 90s. If you were part of EAC Multilist, you used to go in and look at other agents' listings. So everyone would get into a bus together. They'd meet on a Thursday morning and the bus would drive you around to all the new listings that were on the market, because what you used to do is a lot of conjunctions with other agents. And there was a real estate agent that used to walk into people's houses when we used to do the caravans. The vendors weren't there. That had this obsession with opening up people's fridges, and if they were full of stuff, taking things and eating them like picnic bars. What the F? And then my last what the F moment, my friends, was, many of you may not know this, but before I got into real estate, I had a 4-day stint working as a printing salesperson. Before I got into real estate, I lasted 4 days as a sales rep, working for a printing company, selling continuous forms. Do you remember the forms that had little holes on the sides and they used to go into a printer? I showed Susan earlier today what those forms looked like. Anyway, the bottom line was this. Jonathan Murden looking for cheese. The bottom line was this. On the first day I got the job there, day one of the job, I go and have a strawberry milkshake in the cafeteria. Don't ask me why, because I'm lactose intolerant and I can't drink milk. I get stomach cramps and I go straight to the toilet. But I've gone and had a full strawberry milkshake. And the first day of my new job, from 9 till lunchtime, is spent in the toilet every 5 minutes. To the point where everyone thinks this guy has got problems. That's day one. On day two, my friends, I showed up to an appointment with another salesperson. I was going to meet him there, to the wrong appointment. That's my second day. On my third day, I hit the company car they'd given me. I had a red Mitsubishi Magna. I hit the car. I mean, this is a disaster start off, right? A disaster. And on day 4, they called me in and they said, "You've hit the car." And I said, "Oh, it's only a small dent." They said, "You've actually hit the car. The car is obvious. You've actually hit it." I said, "Yeah." And they said, "This is not going to work out," right? So the bottom line is, they say, "We're letting you know that you're under probation and we're going to exercise our rights and terminate you." And what do I say? "Leave it with me and let me come back to you." Think about it. I've just been sacked, and I tell the person sacking me, let me come back to you. Just let me come back to you. He doesn't know what to say. I mean, he's saying, but, and I've just walked out. Anyway, long story short, I did end up leaving that day. And I got into real estate. And 10 years later, my friends, he saw me at Flemington Markets. And by that stage, my real estate career had got some legs. And he looked at me and he says, I can't believe it. You're actually kicking goals in real estate. You would be the last person in the world I thought would be successful. I just never thought it. I have never terminated anyone in their first week. Here's the learning, guys and girls. What the hell was I doing being a printing salesman? Of course I was going to fail. I hated it. I don't know even why I took the job. Selling forms with little holes in them. That, not only did I have to work for them, I had to convince other people to buy them. Guys and girls, make passion your paycheck. One of the main reasons why people don't succeed is they have no belief in the product that they're selling. That's got to be one of the most important things, my friends. You understand. Make passion your paycheck, guys and girls. Make passion your paycheck. Anyway, this has been Tom Panos signing off on the Sunday Night Rant. Guys and girls, have a great week. I'll be seeing you. I've got a lot of work going on at the moment between Zooms and live conferences. Signing off, Mark Saleh, good to see you. Mark Saleh's, I reckon, on the border of hitting $3 million. Very proud of this guy that I'm working with. $3 million a year, on the border of hitting it. Anyway, my friends, signing off. Stay well. And don't forget, if you want to have me in your corner all the time, 24/7 as your coach, join the real estate gym. That's where my action is. Signing off.